You didn't reply late. You replied divinely timed. I didn't need butterflies. I needed honesty. You gave both. You weren't texting me. You were translating my silence. I almost moved on. Then your words moved through me. You didn't say much, but my soul heard everything. I wasn't waiting for you. I was waiting for that sentence. You didn't knock. You arrived in a memory. You didn't try to impress me. You understood me. I wasn't looking for love. I was looking for relief. You texted. My intuition whispered, "This one matters." I was about to say goodbye, then you saw me. You didn't send a message. You sent a moment. Your words were soft, but they shattered my denial. You didn't open a chat. You reopened a chapter. I wasn't in love. I was in alignment. I never believed in timing until you showed up late and still felt right. You didn't bring closure. You brought clarity. You wrote like you owed the truth to every person who lied. You weren't charming. You were sacred. I was done explaining myself. Then you understood me in one line. You didn't ask how I was. You knew. You didn't try to fix me. You witnessed me. I wasn't drawn to you. I was returned to you. Your words echoed like déjà vu from another life. I didn't open your text. It opened me. You didn't fall in love. You remembered it. You weren't late. You were right on heartbreak. You didn't find me. You felt me. I didn't want another story. I wanted a signal. You said, "I see you." I felt naked and known. You weren't gentle. You were honest. And I trusted that more. You didn't flirt. You freed something I had buried. Your silence was louder than their affection ever was. You didn't say, "I miss you." You haunted me instead. I wasn't interested. Then I read the way you ache. You weren't another match. You were a mirror. You didn't call me beautiful. You made me believe it. I blocked you, but I still read your energy in the quiet. You didn't mean to break me. You meant to wake me. You didn't just say the right thing. You channeled it. I wasn't trying to fall. I was trying to breathe. You wrote like someone who's lost before. Your energy arrived before your message. You didn't fix my heart. You found it. I wasn't curious. I was called. I read your words and felt forgiven. You didn't rescue me. You recognized me. You weren't in my inbox. You were in my intuition. You typed slowly, like you were talking to my ghosts. I didn't believe in magic. But your message bent reality. You didn't text to connect. You texted to confess. You weren't the answer. You were the awakening. Your words didn't make sense. They made soul. You didn't touch me, but I felt every letter. You weren't brave. You were broken and still honest. I didn't want love. I wanted language. And you gave it. I was okay until you asked like you meant it. You didn't just show up. You arrived with unfinished business. I wasn't waiting, but I recognized your voice. You weren't a crush. You were a cosmic disturbance. You didn't save me. You stopped the storm. You said, "I'm here." My pain exhaled. You weren't another chapter. You were the rewrite. You didn't knock. You walked through the cracks. I didn't mean to care, but your words found my weakness. You weren't trying to get close. You already were. I wasn't confused. I was cracked open. You didn't ask for a reply. You asked for remembrance. I didn't fall again. I fell deeper. You didn't mean to stay, but you echoed. I didn't want the pain. I wanted the meaning behind it. You weren't the message. You were the lesson I never asked for. You didn't reply late. You arrived when I was honest. I didn't believe in healing. Then your words held me. You weren't love. You were unfinished fate. I didn't want closure. I wanted truth. You didn't answer. You understood. You didn't match me. You marked me. I wasn't lonely. I was unseen. Until you looked deeper. You didn't complete me. You crashed into me. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. I almost ignored you. Then your words whispered what my soul forgot it needed. You didn't text me. You resurrected me. I swore I was done with love. Then your silence held me. I was healing until your name showed up again. Your message, it felt like the universe saying, "Not yet. Read this." My heart said, "No." Your words said, "Remember." I deleted the app, but kept the memory of what you wrote. You weren't a person. You were a cosmic interruption. I don't believe in signs, but you wrote me like one. You typed. I bled. I was fine until your message reopened the wound I called closure. I didn't swipe. I surrendered. You wrote, "Hi." My entire past stood up. The way you spoke to my ache. I almost believed in fate again. You wrote to flirt. My soul read a confession. I was about to ghost. Then you reminded me I still feel. I didn't want love, but your words disarmed me. You didn't match with me. You mirrored me. One sentence. That's all it took to shatter my silence. You asked if I was okay. My silence screamed no. I left the chat, but your energy never did. I don't miss people. I miss how they wrote me. You didn't text me. You triggered every version of me I buried. Your message wasn't sweet. It was spiritual. I was one tap from deleting the app. Then your words healed something ancient. You wrote like you knew the wreckage. I didn't fall for you. I remembered you. It wasn't flirting. It was soul recognition. You didn't enter my inbox. You entered my karma. You said, "Hey." The universe echoed. My ancestors whispered, "Read that again." I ignored you, but your words haunted the quiet. I wasn't ready for love, just for something real. One line, and every guarded part of me wanted to confess. I read what you wrote. I felt seen by God. You typed casually. I unraveled. I don't believe in soulmates, but I do believe in you. You didn't just reply. You resurrected trust. Your words weren't charming. They were channeled. You wrote like pain was your native language. I was emotionally unavailable. Then you wrote like a prayer. You didn't win me. You remembered me. I came for the swipe. I stayed for the soul. I didn't want to feel anything. Then you wrote everything. My healing was quiet until you disrupted it. I didn't fall in love. I fell into recognition. You didn't write to impress. You wrote to awaken. I was almost done believing. Then you typed your name, a spiritual trigger. You didn't show up. You were sent. Your good morning sounded like prophecy. I blocked you, but my heart kept reading. You weren't romantic. You were honest. And that undid me. I felt you before I replied. You didn't flirt. You revealed. You called me beautiful. My trauma said, liar. My soul said, listen. You wrote what my ex never could say. I hated everyone until you texted, "Are you okay?" You didn't match with me. You met me where I broke. One line, and every version of me came to attention. You wrote like you knew the cost of feeling. I ignored everyone, but not your silence. You didn't write a message. You cast a spell. You weren't the one. You were that one. I read it 10 times, not because it was perfect, but because it understood me. You weren't right. You were real. I didn't swipe for a person. I swiped for a sign. I came to escape love. Then you wrote what I was running from. Your honesty hit like lightning. I wasn't ready, but I needed it. You didn't come into my life. You broke into it. I didn't want connection. I wanted clarity. You were both. You texted, "I miss you." I remembered every lifetime. You weren't texting, you were channeling. I almost skipped. Then you wrote like heartbreak had a voice. You didn't sound cute. You sounded sent. Your energy came before your words did. I wasn't ready, but I answered anyway. You asked, "Are you still awake?" My soul never sleeps. I didn't reply, but I reread it like scripture. You were never a maybe. You were a lesson. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more.